Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to my evening. I am your host, and for some of you, friend Sean Morley. Hello, Alrot. Hello, Oracle. Hello, Burnzoid. Hello, Natalie. Hello, Red. Hello, Preston Frost. Hello, Robot Cooper. Hello, Grugra. Hello. Am I done? Big Popper. Hello. There's always someone who says hello at the very top and then doesn't talk again. Yeah, Crushing Ceiling. Hello, Crushing Ceiling. Are you still there? Are you, are you still here? Do you ever watch past the pre-stream? Hello, Nick Nil. How are you doing? Are we still in the gentle parenting zone? We are. We are. I'm trying to give over Wednesdays to like fixed normal game. I spent a lot of Saturday on it, and I spent most of this Wednesday on it when other admin and stuff didn't intrude. And it does mean I come to the stream just a little bit. My camera looks funny like film grain. Does it look good or does it look bad? Hello, Red Tick Seed. How gentle should the parenting be? Well, let's define our terms. If like 0 is you're literally threatening to kill me, and 10 is you're validating everything I say, probably a 7. I've had a long day in the guts. Looks a bit low res. I mean, the resolution. I'll have a little look around for you. I can play with some of the webcam things. I look red. I'm a bit shrimp paleted. Like I can go. I don't know. I think it's just the bulbs of the actual things that are lighting me up. I do seem a bit washed out. Like I see what you mean. Are we the parents? Yeah, sorry. Normally, I think, no, I don't normally gentle parent you, but I'd be willing to do it on a quid pro quo rolling basis, you know? I don't know. Everything's like, this should be black, but it's blue. I should be melanin colored, but I look like a prawn. I don't know. I mean, your eyes will adjust. Color is relative. You perceive color relative to the other colors around it. There's no objective colors. How does custody work? Just come and look after me when I go live, and then when I go off live, give me some space. Give me some time to think. Hello, Das Keto. How are you doing? Hello, Bread Santa. Hello, Wen and Lenin. Hope everyone's doing all right. I think I fixed some stuff. I'm confident I've worked some stuff out. There was, and honestly still is, actually a fairly serious oversight with a number of WebSocket routing things that are now coming to light. I can absolutely fix them all, but I just fixed the things that were stopping the game working while having noted some that could stop the game working in future. I've made a new round. I've fixed some previous stuff. Essentially, it's close to how it would be before, but everything should work. And I have some ideas for new rounds as well, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about probably later, I think. Thanks, Gnome Jerome. Thank you very much for the subscription. I hope you are doing well. I hope yours are doing well. You and yours are flourishing. I think it's nice, maybe, this kind of bluish pallor. In between reviewing obscure games, they're not obscure. I wish I was reviewing more obscure games. You know, and actually obscure games, not just like Garage. Yeah, well done, Gnome Jerome. Well done. You've done your best. All right. Should we fire it up? Are we waiting for anyone? We waiting on anyone? Is there anything to wait for? Or should we fire it up? Can there be a random normal game? It's just playing Sonic. I'd like to implement weirder things like that. At the moment, no. At the moment, I think no. I mean, talk me through what that is. You mean I just play Sonic? It just turns into a stream. Are you playing Sonic? That's just normal. Taking Robot Cooper too seriously. That way lies peril. What's the last delicious liquid I consumed? I've got a whole jar of Vimto right here. Is Vimto delicious? No, it feels like a chemical that keeps me alive. It's become like It's become like the sludge that Neo was in the Matrix. It's keeping him going so he can function. The last truly thing was a 0% Leffe lager beer. That's probably the nicest liquid I go near at the moment. Just put an emulator with a scoreboard into the... How would people play it on their phone? I'm not actually against it, and there probably is a version of Sonic that's been ported to phones. Hello, Bird. Do you know what? Do you know what? Maybe. Do you know what? You could probably run Sonic through a browser. But then how would the server verify people's scores? Like that, how... Maybe you just have to screenshot it. Maybe you just have to screenshot the game and then upload that to the server, and then we just look at everyone's screenshots. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to put this on a new thing on my Notion called Mad Ideas. One of the rounds is literally just playing Sonic with a timer that's controlled by the server. When the timer ends, the Sonic game is simply removed from the page. The player is obligated to get the highest score possible and screenshot it before the game is removed. Then, when the timer is over, an upload form for the screenshot is generated, and we compare the scores on the screenshots to determine who played Sonic the best. I think it's a good idea. I think actually looking at a load of screenshots, zooming in, and then getting them all in order of who scored the most points might be a bit boring. But maybe we can figure that out. I definitely admire the ambition. There's been Sonic games that have been ported from phones. I think the guy who did Sonic Mania had something to do with the mobile ports, right? Best Sonic Photoshopper prize. I don't care what skill we're testing. You know, a game just has to evaluate a skill. All right, let's edit command this stream. Hello and welcome to Sean Morley's normal game. If you want to play test with us, go to www.seanmall.com/play. And now come in. Okay, so what do we got? This is our page. By the way, I think this could look a lot better. It's just bugs have to be squashed, and then I want to make this look nicer and look nicer on your devices as well. Okay, we've got some people in. I'm going to bring up the server logs, live logs, so I can see what's going well and what's going badly in real time. Do we want a bit of burger? Always kind of lightens the load, doesn't it? Oh, the border where it just stops. Yeah, that's because it's just supposed to be over there. It's just supposed to be over there, isn't it? Okay, we've got some people in. We've got more people in. Let's refresh this. Are you giving bonus points for early bird login again? Should I? Do you think I should give a point to whoever logged in first? No, nah. Yeah, okay. Before we go in, let me tell you a couple of ideas that I'm workshopping. Maybe you'll find that interesting. Oh no, maybe that could be a reprieve in the middle or something. Yeah, that can be like an intermission. Okay, many people are saying no. I don't think we've ever done it before, so it wouldn't make sense now. You're right, Popper. We should stick to tradition, shouldn't we? What's worked in the past will work in the future. Okay, is this it? Is this it? Where's Robot Cooper? Where's Red Tick Seed? Where is everyone? Where are my playtesters? You're up near the top? Are you? Oh, yeah, there you are. Okay. Well, maybe you do have everyone expecting. Maybe we're in. You don't have to play, Red. You don't have to play. You could just chill out. You're right. Everyone is here. Okay. But Popper's in. Popper has succumbed to a little bit of peer pressure. All right. Oh, yeah. What hot drink are you having? You like Horlicks, Red Tickseed? All right, let's start off with Fluff is in, Carrot Needs is in. I was right to wait a minute. I was right. I am as per correct. Okay, so we're going to start off. You should try it again. You should try it again, Big Popper. There's something to it. You're not a pensioner. Well, I'm not a pensioner. I don't know. Ever since I've started uploading clips of the stream to YouTube Shorts, some of the comments really seem to emphasize that I'm an old guy. And I don't think I am, but Horlicks is really nice. I have actually, in the last week, taken to keeping a couple of toffees in my trouser pockets so I can give them to people if I see them. No, I don't think I'm old. I'm just saying I'm in my jumper era, you know, and I'm getting mocked about it. People call me Unk. Someone on my last YouTube thing I put up, someone that I can't identify just said I was in my 40s, even though in the video they watched, I said I'm 36. Somehow their perception of me of in my 40s overrode my own declaration of my own age. Sorry, it's too early in the stream to raise my voice. This is going to be a calm stream. This is going to be very, very chill. Not in watching an anime girl in portrait study at her desk. This is going to be chiller than that. She actually seems stressed. No one revises for more than an hour without being at least somewhat anxious. Okay. We are going to ask, I am going to solicit questions from you that will be asked to everyone else. This is the round that had the most problems, but I do think I've turned a corner of it at long, long last. Here you go. In this round, you are challenged to write a question for everyone else to answer. You'll be shown a percentage between 10 to 90%. That is your target for how many of your fellow players should be able to answer your question correctly. You will then score points based on how closely the actual number of correct answers your question receives matches to your target percentage. For everyone else, you receive points when you get the question correct. I'm going to make a little note for myself. I'm not going to reveal what it is to you, though. Okay, that note's for me. That note's not for you. I didn't listen to the instructions last time or see my target percentage. One of the skills that normal game challenges you on, engages, is the ability to read instructions. I'm very bad at reading instructions. The reason I can't do clues by Sam, I simply misread one of the clues, remember intently my misinterpretation, and can't read it anew and actually get the information from it unless I go away for 3 hours. Okay, so how are we doing on answers? You can't read instructions. It's a great skill to pick up if you're able. You put your answers down but forgot to put the question. At some point, obviously there's whole iterations to do of design friendliness and clarity. But at some point, there is some foundational level where, you know, I know you should say the user is never wrong, but I do feel some level it's a skill issue. Can I take a moment to admire you putting the down arrow on top and vice versa, pure Mulberry? Well, it's how I initially made it because they were actually on the screen. But now that I see, now that it's actually overlaid sort of on a layer on top, I realize that is insane. Yeah. I also don't think, I know that you said, may I take a moment to admire, but you are insulting me. You know, I can see through the mildest veneer of egg at a comment about how I'm insane, you know. I can see through that. Trust me, buddy, it's not the first time I've experienced a mildly polite insult. Oh, buddy. Wait, I can't tell if it forgot to put my question or when you submit, it does say your question in the insert question section. I guess we'll find out, Captain. In fact, let me look because these things should read out to my server. So let's see. Let me search for, what's your username in here? What is your Preston Frost? Preston. What I recommend, Preston, is checking, did it 1,000,000% definitely receive your refresh and see if it requests your thing again. I think that my logs take a little while to actually log. It's not as useful as I'd hoped. At the bottom, it says you've already provided a question. Oh, yeah, I was talking to Preston Frost. It's submitted. Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. All right. Have we got everyone's in? We're waiting on Grugra and we're waiting on Crispin, I believe. Sorry for the bad phrasing of my question. It doesn't matter. Why were you rushing? Crispin's not rushing. My position on Albrock, if we're talking about now, as one old fella to another, my position on the Bristol stool chart has been abysmal this last week. And I've just been going so hard on bok choy and pistachios. And I'm just, I'm making such glacial progress towards the optimal number. I've been extruding paste. It's been really bothersome. That's okay, Crispin. We should all take a moment to gently appreciate, sure. Yeah, fine. Get some chia seeds. I don't mind chia seeds. I thought a little bit of, I was looking at the amount of fiber in every kind of nut. Pistachio's pretty good. Pistachio's pretty good for a bit of fiber. I thought you were coming out against the Bristol stool chart. Oh no, that's like my northern lights. Those are the constellations of which I set sail every morning. Bok choy absolutely slaps. Lettuce, honestly, can go fuck, if you know what I mean. Sometimes if you're making a fancy sandwich, a big long leaf of romaine lettuce is all right, but like iceberg, if someone puts iceberg in anything, I struggle even to pity them. Baby bok choy. I don't think I've tried baby bok choy. Imperialist, I'd love to hear more about this. I've not read a Verso book in a while. I don't know what they're talking about. Abolish the Bristol stool chart. I'm all here for it. Okay. We're all here and we're ready. What's wrong with iceberg? Come on, buddy. You're only little though, aren't you, Popper? Little Popper Peter. You don't even know about good lettuce. Don't worry. You'll get it one day. If I'm an unk, I can at least be obnoxious about it. All right, looks like we've got everyone's answers, so I'm going to put this away. And now, the moment of truth. One of these answers is going to be plucked from the database and given to everyone else. Enjoy. Okay. For the setter, all that matters is how close they get to the target percentage of correct answers. For everyone else, all you care about is getting it right. And getting it right means writing in the answer that the setter put down. I think this is the best round I've come up with. And I'm terrified someone's going to be like, oh, this is from Jackbox. Jackbox did this. And then I'm going to have to eat. I'm going to have to eat my computer. Goedenavond, Morley. Hoe gaat het? Is this going to be pure points? Robot, I need a longer question with more words in it. I don't understand what that means. Yeah, just take it down to the pattern office. Say, can you please put a TM after my broken code? Okay, it looks like we have our answers in from everyone. Let's see what we got. It's numbers. Okay, it's showing the answers and it shouldn't. So first little note for myself. Should show the answers only on the next one. Lessons learned from Playtest 3. It's showing the answers on showing the correct answers. Niet zo goed. Ja, wat is jouw probleem? You know what? I'm really out of practice. I saw that you were doing a more intensive. Alleen Alleen me? Ja, niet zo slecht. I'm really bad, but you've been doing an intensive Dutch course, right? How's that been going? I've always wanted to do. I never committed to doing that, but I think that's probably the way, huh? It's showing the correct answers on show answers when asking a question master question. It should only show the correct answers when you evaluate the answers, not simply show them. Okay. Now we will actually evaluate the answers because you could probably do it yourself. Okay, so pick a number between 1 and 10. Oh, so you had something close to 10%. Oh, no, yes, I see you tried to game it. This is really clever, and I guess it's legal. Op dag 23 van... Oh, you're on day 3 of 20 of an intensive course. Heel moeilijker. Yes, that seems heel moeilijker. Yeah, I mean, that sounds kind of exciting, but bloody hell, good luck. How actually is it? How actually is it to be forced into your target language? I'm guessing it's just how, when they say intensive, are you constantly having to do language things? Because I remember just going to the language cafe for an afternoon would be like so cognitively taxing. Okay, so there's nothing for me to adjudicate here. I can't believe 7.3 is wrong. Why would it not be wrong? It's 9 until 12 every morning, and so far it's been 4 to 6 hours of homework every day. You'll be glad of it, though, I hope. Doing intensive things probably is good for you. I wish I lived a more intense life. I'm just shocked. Why would you be shocked? Why would Captain Preston Frost include decimals? Well, congratulations to the people who picked a correct random number. And how did Preston Frost do out of this? Not quite close enough. Unfortunately, the cutoff, I guess the cutoff to get any points is 15, and you just scraped in. It was a good strategy. The dice did not land well for you. But to start off with, here are our scores. Everyone who got one of the random numbers correct got 5 points. Preston Frost at 1 with a daring but ultimately unsuccessful strategy. And that was the end of round 1. And it's working. The code is working. The game is functioning. We are living. All right, let's do another one of your questions, because I do think there's a lot of juice in there. Okay, to everyone, your question is, in the UK, What town or city is represented by the SA postcode area? I don't know this one. SA. Well, I guess it's not designed to be easy. Should I understand this yet? What do you mean, Nikki? Should you understand what's on the screen here? I think so. I think it's not too complicated. SA, work it out. Sanderland? Do you want to play, Nikki? Come in at seanmall.com/play and you can join. It's not a difficult game. It gives you instructions on your phone. I think it's not a difficult game. I guess you'd have to ask them. SA. I mean, I'm not going to say my answer until, yeah. Well, Albrot's saying that about the SA postcode. SA. I guess, yeah, there's a lot in London that aren't L, you know. I don't think there's any, there's no L in London, is there? I guess I've only really known the places I've lived. In Birmingham, it's B, and in Sheffield, it's S, so I've never had to think very hard at all. Right, waiting on keto and just keto. Oh, got my calendar alert that it's bin day. No, Leeds would be L, right? Okay, that's everyone in. Let's have a look at the answers. In fact, let's go straight to evaluating them because it will show you the correct answers on the answer screen anyway. Swansea. It does make sense. It makes enough sense. It makes enough sense for me. A few protest answers here. I will give it to Swansea with a question mark. I think that's in the spirit of the thing. And that's that, really. So that is 5 people with the correct answer. How does that go for the setter? And who is the setter? Rugger. Oh, I clicked the button, but nothing happened. You love to see it, frankly. Yeah, nothing happening. It'll show that, but it won't do this. Why is that then, huh? Hi, Pete. How's it going? Maybe I'll refresh some things. It seemed like I'd finally turned a corner and things were working. Now it doesn't seem that way at all. Grugru, what was your target percentage? Do you remember? I think something's come loose somewhere. Yeah, the server restarted. I don't know why. Why has that happened? Could you tell it to me? I'm going to have to manually figure out what score you were supposed to get and give it to you. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 players. And 5 of them got it right. 5 out of 13 as a percent is 38%. So what was your target percentage? That'll do. What do you mean? I need to know what your target was. Oh, yes, I see. I should have withheld my thing. Yes, yes, interesting. Yes. I'll look in the database. I'll just check it myself. All right, let's look. Questions. Let's find the latest one set by Grugra. You were aiming for 17. You would have got 1 point. I don't think I do have a trusty nature. I hate to say it, but I think I'm stupid. I think I just don't think. I think at the wrong point. Okay, here you go. Have a point. And with that, the scores are this. Okay. Should we do a Hansard whack? You got caught by Automod? Yeah, Automod's been really strict. Oh, you don't have to think I'm stupid, Red Team. I don't encourage you to think it. I know I have a lapse in thoughts. I can tell I'm addled. This cannot be the right way to cognate. That's not even a word, is it? Cognate's a linguistics thing. I didn't get my points for one of those rounds. Which round and what points were you supposed to get? Did you get points? Did you get your question right both times? Because I can just fill that in for you. In fact, let me verify which. Let's see. You answered stuff in the Question Master game, for which correct answers looks to me to be 5 points based on how the points seem to be allocated here. I think it was the first round. I got a correct answer, but it didn't come up on the player summary. Okay. Let me verify the things you're saying. So you got Swansea right. And in pick a number, yeah, you're right. Your points weren't allocated correctly. And you didn't come up on the player summary. Which player summary? Which particular screen did you not? Oh, because I'm trying to bug squash. Did you not come up in the scores, or did you not come up in the things that like evaluates who got it right and who got it wrong? Shouting this kind of stuff out as it occurs is very helpful because I'm not catching everything. You'd like 12.3 points? I didn't get points for pick a number either. Were you supposed to? Yes, you were. But you didn't get... Yes, why are the points not going through? Can you do decimal points? What? In what sense? Can I do them with... The questions need to be a bit longer for me to understand. Is it not giving points for alternate correct answers? That shouldn't be the case. I think... Yeah, but Albrock got it right the first time, but wrong the second time. So the server turning off shouldn't have done it. Well, I'll just quickly, like... Anyone else think they need points they shouldn't have? I will verify it, so there's no point lying. I've got the whole database here. But I'm going to ping up people's points manually here. So an extra 5 for Albrock, an extra 5 for Beckabix. Anyone else think you got points for 7? I'll trust. Okay, you got some extra points. And I think just writing that straight into the database should take effect here. Yeah, okay. Well, why did you say... Why were you telling me things? What was your thing supposed to help me with? I was asking who needs points who didn't receive points. Right, let me find you again. I got the points for an alternate... Oh, I see. But you just have to use a longer sentence so I've got the full... Because I'm zipping back and forth between tabulated data and the chat. Like people use a single clause sentence because it relates to a moving context. But for me, I'm zipping between 3 contexts. So I need full sentences. I'm going to put you back down to 5. This stream has a lot of questions with lack of information. Yes, 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 yes. Maybe points are a mistake. You have your points, Albert. You got it right. It's there, 5. You got it right when you guessed a random number, and then you didn't get Swansea because you didn't get Swansea correct. What's the complaint? Points? What do you want? I'm deducting a point. If people can't gentle parent me, they just get punished for... There you go, point lost. Oh, wait, the point should be lost. There we go, there we go. All right. Let's go back to more secure... I wonder if this is some kind of servery WebSocket-y thing. Let's do a Hansard whack and we'll come back and we'll monitor the situation. Here you go. Here's your Hansard whack. Enjoy. In this round, you are invited. Did you receive the Hansard whack thing? It hasn't changed this thing here. I'm going to refresh this. There we go. There's an issue with WebSockets going stale whenever there's certain kinds of problems. And I need to get on top of that. That's what's causing little issues like this. Okay, so in this game, you are being challenged to come up with a word or term that is said the fewest times in Hansard. Hansard is the written record of everything said in Parliament. And if the thing you search has never been said in Parliament, you get no points. Otherwise, it is a race to have the fewest hits in Hansard. And everyone, keep an eye on your scores and see that everyone's scores are allocated correctly. I'm sure I can fix anything eventually. If the thing you search has already been a high-scoring answer in the past, you can't submit it again. So some of you may get bounce backs if you try to search something we've already had. Some people really throw their dummy out of the pram on this one. Some people start searching like, my dad who lives in a tin of beans. Okay, we're just waiting in Lenin, Oracle, Natalie, and Popper. And now just Natalie and Oracle, I think. And now just Oracle. And then there was just Oracle. I wonder what Oracle's doing right now. Laughing, crying, sleeping, thinking. Don't need that, buddy. Just pick a word you can see. I mean, based on how Hansard Whack has gone in the past, that will be a Hansard Whack. But it will be a very mundane story that actually is about a very dark chapter of British history. You fucked it. Let's see. So here are your answers. Beans on toast. You're probably not going to get anything for that. I bet supercalifragilisticexpialidocious has been said in Hansard, but I bet they're going to be very specific on the spelling, and I'm not confident that's the spelling. Killer Clown, very plausibly. Embiggen, absolutely no chance. Donkey Kong, probably a 0. Toby Carvery, I think... Do you know there aren't that many Toby Carveries? There's like 60 at most. No, there's definitely less than 80. Shipping on Piss, Widdershins, absolutely no. Yo Sushi, absolutely no. In a Jar, yes, possibly said too many times to score. That's correct, Bird.exe. Deep Space Nine? Absolutely not. And it's stylized with the number 9, if I remember right. Okay, how did you all do? I think we're going to struggle for hits here. I think we're going to struggle for anything. If you get on the board, you win. Yeah, in a jar. Three Toby Carveries, 2 Deep Space Nines. Yeah, fair enough. All right, I need to. I have questions. I have questions. Okay, let's just take a little look. Surrounded by wolves. What's the story here? The Lesotho Independence Bill. I guess they were discussing whether or not to give independence to Lesotho. And they talked about, they likened something, which I'm sure relates to some inglorious part of Britain's colonial past. It is rather like a man releasing a sheep from a pen surrounded by wolves. Yeah, fair enough. How confident were you, Fluff? I feel like... And it wasn't Fluff, that was Went Lennon. How confident were you of that? How did you know this? Widdershins just the once. Are people doing research? Are these coincidences? Just a famous line said by George Galloway. See, that's the kind of thing I expect, that people happen to know an astonishing thing. In 1981, Bruce George said, the local library and had been looking at some words which have fallen into disuse and abeyance because they are no longer felt to be necessary. Bellswanger, Dundiggerian, Fayflint, to turdify. To turdify. I've never heard that word before. Widdershins, Wimble, and Polymelops, which sound vulgar, but refers to one who cannot be taught new tricks, a veteran in roguery. Will the words factory and work be as redundant as this in the future? One day, the word factory will be just as obsolete as turdify, Wimble, and Polymelops. Brilliant. Well earned. Spunk-loving sluts. We'll just find out the context. We know it's Galloway. I apologise to the Right Honourable and learned member for Camberwell and Peckham for the language that I'm about to use. Ask if Mr. Desmond was giving from the profits of spunk-loving sluts, Asian babes, XXX pornographic television, or the profits of the Daily Star. Deep Space Nine. I would love for it to just refer to Deep Space Nine and not something else. In 2014, Kevin Brannan said, last time we discussed the issue, I likened him to Odo the Shapeshifter from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. But now, having dissolved back into his bucket, he seemed to have re-emerged as the Invisible Man. Now that's good. That's sharp. That's both barrels Prime Minister's question time. Odo was not the hero, really. He was a conflicted cop. He was a wibbly cop with a... We could talk Odo later. Odo's a deeply conflicted guy. He's one of my favourite characters in it. I know we're going to have a lot of Quark heads in. I think Odo's a very interesting character. But to simply say he's the hero, I think, simplifies the wibbly man. Are you winning? I'm feeling pretty good, yeah. Odo was a coward, and he melts. Oh, and it was Kevin Brennan again, the previous October. Oh, yes. In the first quote, he said, last time we discussed the issue, I likened him to Odo the Shapeshifter. And then the previous October is when he first likened him to Odo the Shapeshifter. Yeah, although, you know, changeling to use the proper term. All right, very well done. Toby Carvery, why's that come up? Everything else, I don't think. Congratulations for getting the correct spelling of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You must have had some help there. The issue here is that Toby Carvery said the tree needed to be felled because it was already dead and posed health and safety concerns. Okay, so it's about The felling of an ancient tree on the grounds of a Toby Carvery. So many people here. So, this is tributes to Her Late Majesty the Queen in 9th of September 2022. Toby Perkins said, so many people here who have had personal experience of meeting Her Majesty, but last night a friend's son posted a video which has gone viral of the moment when his grandmother, sitting in the Toby Carvery restaurant, heard of the Queen's passing and sobs uncontrollably, while in the background we can hear her son's bewilderment. But you never even knew her, Mom. That's that. And in 2014, on a discussion of service charges, they bring up Pizza Hut, TGI Fridays, Harvester, All Bar One, and Toby Carvery as examples of businesses that distribute 100% of tips to employees. Yeah, fair enough. I'm glad to know that Toby Carvery's, you know, not committing wage theft. You never even knew her, Mum. Do we want to find it? If you find it, Grugger, can you link to it? I think we all deserve to see. And with that, here are the scores. This looks like some scores have been updated. Does it look correct to everyone else? Please say yes. Please say yes if it's true. Please reality align itself such that it has worked correctly. Thank life. Thank my life. All right, that's the end of that round. And let's answer one of your questions. This is a user-submitted question from the good people at twitch.tv/Sean Mall. That's an interesting gambit they've gone with. What on earth could they have wanted? What are they getting at, and what do they want you to write? I happen to not know the correct answer. It's right, but I don't agree. What do you mean? What are you saying? The scores. Yeah, I mean, what can I do? Here we go. Here, while you're thinking of, while you're thinking about that, I'll just bring in a little browser, shall I? Okay.
You don't know her. Come on, Mother. You don't know her. Come on, Mother.
I can't believe an MP bigged up a TikTok that's actually not that interesting. How has this happened? Oh, and you've all answered. Well, great work, everyone. Let's try and make heads or tails out of the strategy that was deployed here. Let me turn Burger up. It's gone so quiet. There we go. Now we're rocking out. Cock's out for Burger. Okay, here are your answers. I mean, did you want 0%? Correct? Did you want that? I mean, no one got it right, I guess. Because it wasn't that time now. It's, oh, 7:14. It's, no, it's wrong. Did you want 0%? I thought it was going to be an OBAA reference. Who was close? Burns. Yeah, you were close. But that's not the time that's listed here. Let's see if anyone got it right. Bird did say previously they phrased it badly. Yes, if you were to write it again now, how would you write it? Technically, I'm right. I don't know who the blank is. I can't account for blank. Blank, if you think you're blank, please come forwards. I should maybe don't let people submit a blank username. I don't know if I have a check for that. Do you know what? I probably do. Check if you actually prevent that. No one's right. No one's right. No one's right. How did the setter get on? How did Bird score? You were going for 81%. Oh, man. I mean, you were close. It's a strategy, isn't it? It's quite funny, though. All right, and with that, how are the scores? Well, obviously exactly the same, so that's a good round. All right, shall we clump? This is Clumpsters. In this round, you are challenged to come up with an answer that is identical to some of your fellow players. These identical clumps of answers are called clumps. You score more points if your clump size is closer to that target. Your clump target is 9, which is the highest we've ever had. Hello, I have other interests. You are therefore seeking to give an answer that you believe 8 other players will also give. Yeah? How did Little Miss Trouble and the Mermaid get on? Do we have less players than usual? Yes, but only fractionally, really. But yeah, we do normally have more. I think the fact the game never works scared a lot of them away, but honestly, it's good to just be here with the hardcore. Once the game starts working, they'll come back. We've had this question before. Yeah. I think the nature of clumps means it occurred to me it shouldn't necessarily be disqualifying to a prompt to be used multiple times. However, I have over doubled the amount of prompts that are in the database. Hello, Shaz. How are you doing? I thought it was random words. I didn't realize there was a prompt. Right. Is there a way I could have made it clearer, Immoral? I don't want to write you all. I don't want to write the people who get it wrong off as, you know, lunatics. The UI could be better. Okay, we're just waiting on Grugra. The mermaid was a taxi driver in the narrative, really. The main dynamic was between Little Miss Trouble and the mermaid queen, who caused her to produce bubbles from her mouth whenever she tried to get someone in trouble. But that's going to cause a lot of trouble for Miss Trouble because that's her whole thing. She's like Tracy Barlow. Of course, you're dejuiced. You've been rinsed out. Hello, Jim. Welcome aboard. Good luck on the clumping. Playing along seems like a headache. Yeah. Yes. Red Sally, I remember you being a big fan of fast mode. You used to love my headaches. Okay, we're all in. How is it looking? Name the second worst condiment. Tracy Barlow is the one who yelled at the lesbian divorcee in the street yesterday, yeah. She also killed someone with a statuette while doing a striptease about 20 years ago. Tartar sauce absolutely slaps. But remember, Josie, they don't necessarily hate tartar sauce. They just believe this is their best way towards a 9 clump. I think the tartar heads might be close enough to get some points. Let's have a look. The tartar sauce heads are only a clump of 4. Only a clump of 4. I raised the number. Clump numbers should be in some way proportional to the actual amount of players actually playing the game. Let's do it like that in future. Did your message come through? Hello, I am from my graduation and love of anxiety. Sorry I'm not hardcore and a weak little baby. That's fine. I can't remember what I said earlier, but I'm sure it was only there to... I'm sure it was leveled at someone else and you were just catching strays. And Little Miss Trouble got so good at making sandcastles, I missed a bit. In the end, Little Miss Trouble was so annoyed by the bubble curse that she gave up making trouble and instead made sandcastles. Was she Little Miss Sandcastle now? The bubblegum thing is kind of an ironic ending. Yeah, do you want a mod? Do you want a mod in? Here's the thing. I wish I'd asked that guy who wanted to come and mod the Discord after having met me 10 minutes prior. Why would you want to mod a Discord server that you don't know anyone in? Like, why would that be appealing to someone? To me, moderating a server is just a little bit of admin on top of the normal experience of being there. It shows initiative, yeah. It'll make the manager impressed. This person didn't even know me. They just put their head in the stream and they wanted to be modded. Craving power. Yes, you would have a modicum of power. You would have power. I have a lot of power and it feels great. All right, clumping. I'm going to tune the clump power down a little bit. No, I'm not. Things are just how they are. How are the scores looking? Exactly the same, of course. It's no longer possible to score. All right, do you want to be silly or do you want to name a woman? That's my answer to all of you. Do you want to name a woman or do you want to be silly? What do you mean no scores? Silly? Yes? Can we do both? Yeah, you can do both. All right, we'll name a woman and then we'll be silly, okay? Here you go. Name a woman. Name me a woman, and as a reward, you can be silly. It is possible to score. I'm saying none of you are capable of scoring. None of you have it in you. None of you have what it takes to get the score on the board. I mean, it shouldn't be difficult for you just to name a woman, you know? In fact, it'd probably reflect really bad on you if you're the last person to answer. This is actually a feminist community. Okay. Well, you can have longer. I guess it just be hard to think of a woman. I've never met a woman I don't plan to. Robot, you would love it. Honestly, there literally aren't any downsides. We should let women be silly. I think women are silly. Can I say that? I've met loads of silly women. Hello, Pizza Fiend. How are you doing? You're in luck because it's been a slow scoring evening, so you've got every chance here. But we are waiting on you. It's a bit shameful that Bird is taking such a long time to name a woman. Shouldn't be hard. Oh, is Bird the slowest? I mean, I know she'll just be making a fancy drink. Sean caught in twin 4K. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what it means. I don't know what you're telling me. I think Bird, we've covered in previous games, just has a habit of just floating off. Yeah, you should try Horlicks. Is genuinely really nice. Dylan is got their brains scrambled, so I think that's okay. No one needs to say sorry I'm late. This is a live stream. I mean, it'll influence your ability to score, but Yes, I should drink some Vimto. Horlicks is pretty good. I'm giving a plus for drink. I think drink is good. Is that how this works? Do you do it like that? Yeah, it works. I brought it back a while ago, but now it's a way of rating things. We get to rate the things we think are good. Just with a single plus. You don't need to specify a number. Just a plus will do. I think just a plus does it. I can't tell now. Maybe it is +1. No, it's +1. I'm wrong. It's +1 or -1. Yeah, you have to put a number. I gave you completely the wrong instructions. Well done, Preston Frost. You know my own little commands better than I know them myself. All right, everyone's in but Bird, and Bird will be just having champagne or something. Okay, here is everyone's answers. Yep, I have to say, to my own shame, I don't really recognise most of these names. Faith Spotted Eagle. I'm curious to find out more about them. All right, let's see how it's gone. Huge numbers. Ever shrinking. Can we get below 1,000? Margaret Mead, you don't recognise it? I don't know who a lot of people are. Can we get below 1,000? Yes, we can. With Base Sewer and Tomelia Allison. Well, let's go with the most obscure. Tomelia Allison. Tomelia Tommy Allison, née Radosevich, was the mayor of Bloomington, Indiana from 1983 to 1995. She majored in sociology at Occidental College, where she received a bachelor's degree in 1955. Her two daughters, Devon and Lee, were born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where her husband James was a graduate student of the University of Michigan Department of Psychology. Yeah, fine. She was the first woman to be elected and second woman to serve as mayor of Bloomington. Oh, so the first woman who served as mayor of Bloomington wasn't elected. Interesting. Well, I learned something. And then who is Bae Suah? A South Korean author and translator. Does she have a significant work that people know her for? She made her debut as a writer with A Dark Room in 1993. She's published 2 anthologies of short fiction, including the novella Highway with Green Apples. Okay, great. Seems like a nice person. I don't know. Congratulations, everyone. Who is Faith Spotted Eagle? Hello, Baldy. Thank you very much. Biunguino to you as well, Baldy. Thank you very much for the resubscription. Let's just check who Faith Bald Eagle is. Faith Spotted Eagle, sorry. Faith Spotted Eagle is an American activist and politician. She is a citizen of the Yankton Sioux tribe who attempted to block development of the Keystone XL pipeline and the Dakota Access Pipeline. In the 2016 presidential election, she became the first Native American to receive an electoral vote for president of the United States, as well as one of the first 2 women of 3 total to receive one. Spotted Eagle's single vote came from Robert Satayacum Jr., a faithless elector in Washington, who cast it for her instead of Hillary Clinton. Yeah, fair enough. Interesting person to learn about. Okay. A good round. Well done for people who got some points on the board. That round has now ended and the scores sits like this. Becca Bix in the lead with Wen and Lenin just behind. Oracle in 3rd place. Then Natalie, Fluff Weasel, Crispin Fryer, Burns, Albrot, Grugra, Das Keto. Robot trailing behind on single figures with Popper Peter, Preston Frost, Red Tick Seed, Pizza Fiend, Jim, Carrot Knees, Oracle's always disconnecting and reconnecting. You shouldn't change your username, though. I recommend writing the same username you wrote the first time. Otherwise, you will create a new user on the system. Then Nikki and Dylan and Bird.exe, who still have every chance to win. No, it's 2 browsers. One doesn't work well. On the second one, write what you wrote into the first one, and you'll assume the same session. You did, but this one has Oracle or Truth, open brackets, actual one, close brackets. I know, Albright. Ultimately, I'll invent some security, but right now, while we're playtesting, it doesn't seem important. My session carried over from last week. I couldn't change. You can if you clear cookies. If you clear cookies, you can write what you want. Or incognito window that won't even have any cookies. All right, should we do a silly round? Everyone's capable of change? I wish that was true. Some of us are very much locked in, and I don't mean concentrating very hard. All right, given that we've been having some troubles with the points, apologies to Becca Bix, because this will shake things up in a way that I cannot at this moment predict. This is called the winner's mindset. The question is simple. Do you have the winner's mindset? Press the button that you have been provided and your score might go up or it might go down. Good luck, everyone. Who's Jake Humphreys? Have I stolen an idea? Jake Humphrey. An English former television presenter best known for hosting the Champions League football. At a random point, I'm just going to turn it off again. He hosted Bamzuki, but why am I being likened to him? He's a grind set guy. Oh, I see. The Bamzuki host is a grind set guy. You know, there are so many more, there's more sentences you can say in the English language than there are atoms in the universe. This is just like Bamzuki? Do people think it's going well for them then? I should say, no, I'm not going to tell you how the button works, but it's more complicated than you might think. It's more complicated than it needs to be, and I'm going to make it more and more complicated. I deliberately don't show you. Yes, everything you do is added. Yes, all the changes stack up, and I deliberately don't show you your score. So you don't know if overall it's been good or bad, but the changes become more volatile over time. With each press, there's a chance that the range of possible changes could get bigger. Yeah? Well, let's hope so, because that's the end. And at the end of that, the scores look like this. Okay, congratulations to Robot and Red Tick Seed. Oh, very, 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 very bad luck to Jim, Albra, Crispin, and Preston Frost. You didn't press the button. That's probably the safest thing you could possibly do. That is the only way to win, is not to play. Of course, at the moment, there's probably no way of beating Robot without pressing it the next time I bring it up. All right, here's a question from the rest of you. I didn't see a button, I just bashed it. You didn't get a button on your screen? That's interesting. Let me know if it comes up next time. Okay, here's a question created by your fellow players. At the moment, the winner's mindset's overtuned. You shouldn't be able to get hundreds, I suppose. Who's getting punished? There's no punishment. Hello, Gnome. How are you doing? I'm afraid we can't do the shipping forecast tonight. Archive of our own is down for maintenance until 11 p.m. We just can't get the servers down, so we can't do it. Which is a shame because I like the shipping forecast. I will talk about this after this round. Do you know what? I'll talk about it now. Let me share with you some very, very sketchy ideas I'm workshopping. I want to see if there's a way of scaling up the prisoner's dilemma to be infinitely scalable. But in addition to whether or not you betray people, I think points are contributed towards a central pot. But you can either split or share the points. But you also have a secondary incentive about whether or not you're going to be public about your action or not. And that can add a multiplier. That will add a multiplier to the next time you play. So I think I'm playing with something like that. Something about Prisoner's Dilemma scalable, but there's some incentive about whether or not you hide or show your action. I haven't figured it out yet. There's an Expanse book about this. Which one's The Expanse? The one they made a Netflix series of. Here's another round idea I'm playing with. Word association. Everyone's given a random term, and you have to put in an associated term and a justification for how it's associated. The link and the association must be a logical link based on public knowledge, not some private, personal, or subjective experience you've had. I'll adjudicate if I think the link feels real or whether I think you're stretching it. But you only get any points if your link is unique. If two people have the same association, you don't get any points. Man just reinvents Golden Balls? No. Did you listen to my idea? There's a whole extra layer on top of it. And Golden Ball was just reinventing game theory. But my brain doesn't do logic. But not logic. You don't have to write any algebra down. It just has to be like, there needs to be a connection that's coherent. And another one that's based, like another Hansard Wax shipping forecast type thing. Something based on Google Ngrams. People constantly say, I didn't see that there was a question, I just put random words, and you expect them to explain a logical mental thoroughfare. Well, to a degree, I can't design games for people who can't see the things that are directly in front of them on the screen. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I expect. That's exactly what I expect, Albro. It's a bit close to Clumpsters in that it's just trying to get people to think in terms of like how many other people will say a thing. But I still think having a slight social deductive element to like other kinds of parlor games. Why do you hate our vision? Do you have a vision? Do you have? When you say that, are you talking about your literal ability to see or your grand vision of the future? Right, I think everyone's in. Your sight. I don't hate your sight. I don't think it's anything to do with your eyes, to be fair. I don't think your eyes are to be blamed. Preston Frost, by the way, on the speaking of vision, can you answer the question? Can you fulfill the challenge in front of you? What else do I have? Oh, here's a fun one. I would show a color on the screen, right? I'd randomize a hexadecimal color code. Then you, with your phone, would need to take a picture of something in real space around you and upload it. And then we'll color match to see whose color is closest to the color. I think that's a bit convoluted. Why do you hate colorblind people? I might be colorblind, actually. There's, I mean, I don't think I am. That's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot, isn't it? It's convoluted, but it's good. Oh, here's another one, right? The consensus game. So everyone's asked a question, but the round only ends and the answers are only accepted when over 50% of the players all have the same answer. But if the answer is wrong, the first and last person who submitted that answer loses points. But if it's right, then the first 3 people who answered it gain double points. That's terrible. I think it's really good. I think it's really good. You have to come as majoritarian. Yeah. Yeah, that's how democracy works. First past the post. We should call it first past the post then. Oh, also, one person is the saboteur, and if anyone writes their answer in, they get points, and the person who writes it in loses points. So there will be people in there you just shouldn't listen to. I think we're all in. As in, we've all answered the current question here. I think we all agree that your ideas are very good. All right, how did you get on? What ensues after a football goes out of play over the goal line without a goal being scored and having last been touched by a member of the defending team? The answer is corner kick or a corner. Yeah, I think this could be a good question. Whose was this? Albrot. This is football. This is soccer. All right, how did people get on? The corner with a question mark on, I'll manually mark as correct. Hello, Martine. How's it going? A lot of the bugs from last week are sorted, Martine. Corner kick, that's correct. And I think there was an corner kick with Jim submitted. Corner kick. That all seemed good. The wording was a little confusing. Albrot doesn't take kindly to criticism. Oh, the unknown bugs are doing a really good job. I've had to really sort through. I've just been in the tangle of WebSocket routing. But I think the systems are a lot better than they used to be. I'm like handling them better than before. Okay, that looks right to me. So technically my answer is correct. I'm looking for what Albrot wrote though. We're not interested in technicalities. We're interested in parity. But it being football rules was a little confusing. Albrot is wrong. That doesn't matter in this game. That I could not be more agnostic on that fact. All right. And how did Albrot get on? Oh, you need to get within 15%. You were very close, and I think it was a well-formed thing. I think if you'd just gotten one more person, then you would have won. You would have won big. Not that it matters really, because here's the scores. It doesn't... Albrot is not obliged to be right. Your goal only is to anticipate what Albrot wrote as the correct answer. I really don't want this to be a quiz about the truth. I'm so not interested in the truth. All right, what can we do? Do you want to clump? Do we clump for a bit? Your clump target is 5. So this should be a lot more plausible. I suppose I did emphasize so in a way that would make sense to capitalize. It's not always 5. It's anything between 4 to 12. There's a whole sub-conversation broken out about the rules of football. And I did my best. To stop it. But I guess once that, it's just kindling, isn't it? Once it takes, there's nothing you can do. Once people are arguing about who understands the technicalities of corner kicks, that's it. That's your destiny. Exactly, Natalie. That's exactly the attitude. Although I was thinking, do you think I should get into football? Do you think it would suit me? It's like one of the few things I've never bothered with. But, you know, I think if I leave it any longer, please don't get into football. How come? Why? What are the... give me some arguments. Who would you support? My closest stadium's Sheffield Wednesday. And they've got a big owl as their logo. And they've got some good history, I suppose. I think it'd be cool adjunct. My younger brother's really into football. So, I mean, it gives me a topic to talk about with him. Wednesday's a good name. I would hate to hang out with Sean Morley football. I don't bring up every random interest I have with people who don't care about it. I've got all kinds of interests I don't talk about. I'm a Sheffield United fan. What are you doing living in Walkley? This is Wednesday territory, isn't it? That's how they get you. I don't mind being got. Tell us an interest. Sewer systems, how the sewers works. Don't talk about that. I think that's quite interesting. You'd be good at being into synchronized swimming. I got into figure skating for a bit, but that's just because I watched Yuri on Ice, and then Jam loved Yuri on Ice and then got into figure skating, and she was showing me figure skating a lot, and it's quite easy to get into, honestly. I'm fine with sewers. Yeah, I'm not into anything mad. It's just interesting how they drain all the poo. Not gonna lie, you do have curling. I've tried with curling. I like bowls. Anyway, Albrock, can you answer this question? Have you been following the figure skating gala in Sheffield? No. My figure skating period lasted less than a year. It was like 6 years ago. Had a little while trying to follow sumo. It didn't really take. Sumo's fairly fun. Yeah, I'd love to be a fatberg technician. When I was a kid, my dream job were the people that ride the street cleaning thing. So in the ones with the big circular brooms and all the bristles. Sean being into figure skating is par for the course, to be honest. What do you mean by that? Yes, Brad, sumo's a lot of fun. There's actually really great resources in English that just explain everything, like beginner commentated sumo. There's quite a decent way into it. I can see you getting into hurling. Which one's hurling? Is Albrock gone? What was the last thing he said? Have we finally offended him? He said, "Look it up, clowns," and then he left. I knew it. I knew when he's talked about football. I knew it turned toxic. Albrock's upset now. Look it up, clowns, and he's gone. He's probably thrown his keyboard. He's thrown his keyboard across the room like a German teenager not allowed to play World of Warcraft. Not allowed to play, what's the one they love? Is it Gothic? What's that RPG they all love in Germany? Is it Gothic? Hurling is the Irish version of shinty. Yeah, that narrows it down. That helps. Okay, what did you all get? What's the most comforting sound? I don't think. Purring. Cat purr. Sadly, a lot of you had the same idea, but you didn't write the same thing. And on this one, I can't actually mentally adjudicate. Like, you should be getting points for purring, cat purring, purring, purr. But you just didn't write the same thing. What was that game Sean shared and I came up with a great slang term for? I don't know what we're talking about. I think no one gets anything. Aren't you in charge of your own game? That's possibly the most devastating thing anyone said during these tests. But isn't it like that because you made it be like that? You're right. Let me write in my notes. It's a fiddly thing to fix, so it's not been a high priority, but you know, anything can be done if you put your mind to it. Implement some way to manually adjudicate on clumpsters. 0 point. Yeah, who's comforted by a honk? Honking. I can't think of a comforting honk. I struggle to name a singular sound here. What do you mean? Geese comfort me? I mean, well done, I guess. I'd love to feel that way. I like geese, but comforted by them, I'm not. I can show you the scores. I mean, what you're doing currently feels irrelevant to them because... Oh! No, some movement has happened. Red Tixies made their way to the top. True, Martine, but I imagine, given that we're talking to substrings, possibly there'll be times when you don't want to do that and automating it will cause unintended consequences, unintended clumping. We got points for rain? You did, yeah. Did I tell you about the time I tried to boo a goose? You shouldn't boo a goose. Right, do you want a bit more winner's mindset? Would that be fun? Nothing seems to matter, you know? Do you think I should keep winner's mindset, or do you think it's just too... It disrupts the whole concept of points? I love it. All right, here you go. Have some more. All right, winner's mindset's activated. Enjoy. Keep it if you want to be on diet. I don't really see how it connects to the grind set. I don't think it's a dirty thing. That's good. I was thinking that ultimately I want to play this in a live setting. And in that environment, I want to encourage people to have their phone up so you can hear the clicks of people answering and answers going in. And definitely the winner's mindset button should make a big bonk.mp3 noise. Oh no, uh-oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? People are always saying uh-oh at me when I talk about my most sincere desires. I'm always talking about my hopes and receiving uh-ohs and people swallowing, number go down. Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I am. I'm open to suggestions relating to everything, Grugo, but what I recommend is you DM them to me because here it will go out with the wash. In fact, I keep meaning to do it, but bug squashing gets in the way of implementing a feedback round that just goes at the end of this. The last thing I click is deliver your feedback into the database. And it would be trivial to do as well. I keep forgetting to do it. All right, I hope you've had fun with your button. Button's going away now. Let's see how that's gone for everyone. Whoa! I gave that to you for too long. I let you have that for too long. Bloody hell. Preston. Alpros. It is funny. It is funny though. It ruins everything. No, it's not Chobbers. It's nothing like Chobbers. It is a bit like Chobbers. I should just put Chobis in the game, honestly. It's inaccurate. What do you mean? Genuinely, what do you mean? How can you speak with certainty about what should have happened? I started off cranky, funky. Check DMs, all right. Your score is... Oh, you've got 2 different scores. All right, Albrot, refresh and see if it tells you the same thing. You may have received 2 different signals, one stale, one real, from 2 different sources. Can you refresh and tell me if they come into alignment? Otherwise, very curious, worth testing. I mean, even if they don't, I should still make a note about it. Like, people shouldn't ever get conflicting information. Albrot's screen after a winner's mindset score. Let's find out which one's correct then. Why is that not embedding correctly? Oh, it wants to... Oh, it's trying to embed the link, not the image. Oh. I guess I just need to save it and drag it in then. Okay, hello. It just says awaiting game instruction. Okay, let me click. Has that pushed your score and rank to your screen? No, it didn't. It's just remembered your name, Martine. I am eventually going to add in, like, yeah, they're aligned. It's true. It's true. I am going to sort that. At the moment, this was a simple way to give long-term sessions, but I want people to be able to log out and be asked when they go in, do you want to be this or do you want to be something else? You know what? It's around the kind of time I can... Everything seems to be working now, so these quality of lives can come in. When people first re-enter the game, ask if they want to use their previous username. I could probably do that. Probably miss... I'm not sure. Clearly those 2 numbers were generated by 2 different signals. Why one was 1 step behind? Probably just a timing thing. Martine, I trust you for, like, what the right user experience should be. I can implement that. All right, let's... There's probably not a lot of game left. I'm going to play until past. I have enough notes to be thinking about for next time, really, and that's my priority with these. Yes, we are going to beautify it. I think it's not very pretty. I haven't really worked on the visual design very much. And actually, I'm thinking about scrapping tables. I think having tables isn't as nice as it could be. So we can play while in... I mean, I knew eventually people would figure that out, but yeah, you can. Don't, because then I'll just have to spend more time. You will force me to implement security at a rate that I don't want to. So don't. All right, here is a question generated by your fellow players. Maybe the leaderboard should be... I'm thinking something like that. I'm thinking like... Because at all times, you've just got a bits of... Like the things that are currently rows, they could be just... They just need to be bits of connected information. The answer and who said it. And then whether it's right or not, you know? And the stuff that's current, like the stuff that should be at the top of the leaderboard can still be at the top, but it can be arranged more interestingly. Word clouds are homophobic and misogynistic. I'm learning so much. Are they actually? You could convince me of anything. I spend a lot of time on Blue Sky, so I'm ready to problematize anything. But Blue Sky is unbeatable for retro video game screenshots, so I just can't log off. I can't migrate. I think word clouds probably have had it coming for a while. I'm glad it's finally happened. Loads of people had the gun, but someone's now finally pulling the trigger. What about mind maps? Are they bad? Just waiting on Das Keto. Won't wait too long for Bird. He's probably doing something fancy. She's probably getting a air fryer off of Facebook Marketplace. Think they can be useful? But they're problematic. I've been on a Blue Sky break this month. You know you can just mute the word ice. You can just mute it. I'm reading the Map Men book at the moment. I've heard good things about it. I think I've met both of the Map Men. They're nice. They're sort of how you'd think they would be. That's okay, bud. You can't play normal game in Hades. Best of luck beating your dad up. Okay, that's everyone. Here are your answers alongside whether or not they're correct. How many types of cheese are in my fridge? Set by Natalie. This is a good question. This question trades on what people think of you. I'm often wrong about things, but I was very vindicated not getting an air fryer. There was an entire 2 years where I was on the cusp of snapping. And if it was only for the lack of kitchen space and the fact I wanted a rice cooker, and I was like, that spot is for the rice cooker, I probably would have had one. Yeah, I knew they would turn out to suck. But I had it all over. Air fryers, but yeah, they always were. 2 astronauts, one shooting the other in the back of the head. Air fryers were always bad. All right, let's check. How many types of cheese are in my fridge? The answer is 4. Do I need to do anything manual here? Has anyone written 4 in letters? Carrot Knees has written fromage. You have to respect it, but I won't reward it. Well, hang on. This wasn't set by Bird, was it? It was set by Natalie. This wasn't set by Bird. It was set by Natalie, wasn't it? I know, Martine. Things have gone toxic. It was set by Natalie. My punishment's enabled. It's normal game testing. It's a whole evening of punishments enabled. Yes, but I just fixed this. We just fixed all of this. Yeah, you're right. Someone's put a word cloud in normal game and it's turned misogynistic. How's this happened? I guess I'll look at the database. But I really just thought I'd fixed all the bugs in here. Let's see. How many types of cheese are in my fridge? Written by Natalie. How did we end up here then? It's unfixed. Yeah, it's unfixed. What if I click it again? It's just going to pull the same wrong information out. Yeah, it just thinks that. Oh, hello. Look, did you see it brought Albert? It sometimes says Albert. I'm just pulsing the signal, and it sometimes says Albert, and it sometimes says Natalie. Did you see it flicker? Can you see it flicker into Albert? Why is that happening? All right, I need to. That's something for my notes. Yeah, I think it said Natalie, but mostly it likes saying Albert. Albert's bursting through. There shouldn't be any randomness on this. There shouldn't be any Why would me clicking it like that do anything that would change the name coming out? All right, well, I need to put that in my notes. Right, this is an important note because it's an actual bug. Question Master got confused and said the wrong person set the question again. But even more perplexingly, when I pulsed the evaluate setter button, it would sometimes flash up Albrot, even though it would mostly say Bird, but never Natalie, who was the actual setter of the question. That's mad. Josie, don't save her. Do you think I don't think that? But I can't hear other people say it. We are so much more bug free. We are so much more bug free. I've done so much good work on this. What do we got?
An
Thank you,
astounding 2 months.
Zapta.exe.
Feels like 2 weeks.
It feels like 2 years in a good way. Thank you very much for the resubscription. Well, I'm sorry, Natalie. Let me check what your percentage was supposed to be. I can maybe give you something. The percentage here was 30, and what you were aiming for was 14. So you would have got nothing because you need to get at least within 15% either way to get a point. Apologies. Natalie flickered once. BH. Ooh, BH. Yes, Natalie does sometimes break through. But why is it different names? Why is it different names? That's so mad. Like, how is there any randomness to this? I bet. Well, I don't know. My guess is that something to do with asynchronicity when doing a SQL query. Something's not awaiting and it's evaluating rows at the wrong time. I don't know. All right. A bit of Hansard. Let's just go with what we know. A bit of Hansard. Good luck all. We'll do a bit of Hansard. We'll clump. We'll name a woman. And then we'll end on a winner's mindset. You can't say fairer than that. And different percentages. Oh, let's have a look. Was that actually the percentage from Bird? It was, wasn't it? Because I remember laughing at Bird. Because Bird's question was insane. And he actually was supposed to get 81%. Yeah, interesting. I do suspect it's an easy fix. I bet it's something that should have a weight written in front of it that doesn't. Maybe to do with the problem with the code involving submitted questions. Yeah, I'll take a look. That one's got the stink of something I could fix. I might make it more... There's 2 things I should do, Pizza Fiend. At the moment, there's a really unreasonable aspect to Question Master in which it genuinely picks a target percentage between 10 and 90. But what it should do is it should look at how many people are actually playing and pick a percentage that's doable with that amount of players, and then set the increments of how far away you could be also related to how many players are actually playing. So its hardness shouldn't alter depending on the amount of people playing. And that's doable. You just got to do a bit of maths and percentages with that. So it will get easier. Clump 2 should do something like that. Like, there's fine-tuning and balancing to be done. Okay, we're waiting on Pizza Fiend. We're waiting on Grugra. But do you know what? I know we can all say, I think we'll never see a bug-free normal game. This one is working a lot better. If you think this is the 3rd playtest of this version, the first one was fucked. The second one actually was possibly more fucked. But then this one's been working fine. This is my fast track to a bright future. Something else is about to break. You're wishing harm upon me. This is a form of violence. All right, Grugra is just out getting an air fryer. Pizza Fiend, I don't know what they're doing. Lava lamp? Marbles? You commentator cursed it? I actually could control the flow of Kismet. And unless you can't, I invite you not to try and mess with Destiny. Oracle, that's just not true. That's kind, but false. I think this is the best time in history to get into coding. What do you mean by that? I actually don't think AI is coming for the coding jobs. I refuse to be a computer toucher. You'd love it. You'd love to put a semicolon at the very end of every sentence. Okay, that's everyone. You're all in. And what are we even playing? Well, let's find out. Oh, are we doing Hansard? Okay. If AI could do laundry, then it really would be a $1 trillion business. Why don't they put AIs in to make Roombas better? Roombas aren't good enough. My understanding of AI and code is that if you don't know how to code, like you're not a professional coder, you could say like, write me a piece of code that says hello world, and if I click on it, it turns yellow, and it can do that. It's like the equivalent of like if you're writing a book and you're trying to ask it like, write me a sentence that describes a rat that's near a yellow ball, and it can do that. But if you tell it like, write me a short story about a rat and a ball and it's compelling, it has these themes, it can't do that. And so a lot of coding is closer to that second thing of like, you've got a complex bespoke project that no one's ever made before because you're making a new thing. It can't do that. It gets complicated. It can probably teach people basics because it's literally regurgitating a textbook. But you're better off reading the textbook. Suddenly reminded of the Willy Wonka AI script. AI is good for generating something quick, but if you don't know how to read or write, it will misunderstand. Like if you don't know how to read or write code, I don't know if you could give it the instructions in the first place. And then if the code's wrong, and I think it's pretty likely to be wrong because there will be a misunderstanding, you won't know how to fix it. So you'd possibly learn something. If you were dedicated to vibe coding, you'd probably learn something, but you'd learn in the most inefficient, daft way. And I know my code's full of bugs, so on what basis am I telling anyone what to do? But I do feel I'm genuinely learning, and I do feel like I come away with skills. I do feel like I'm like building a skill set. And that I know how to fix things. Powerful to let, yeah, but it just sometimes it feels very slow. The temptation to just want something to give you the answer, like it's. If I was at school or university or something with AI and I had deadlines and I wasn't passionate about what I was doing and it wasn't my choice and I hated doing a lot of it, and someone told me that there was a thing that would spit out the answer, I'd do it. I'd do it again and again and again, and I'd come up with ways to justify it to myself because I was a kid. I don't even have great impulse control now. What language do I use? Oh, it's all JavaScript for me, really. A bit of CSS, a tiny bit of PHP, but PHP doesn't sit right with my brain. I don't know what it is. I've basically made small PHP helper functions and I pass stuff into it using JavaScript, so I touch it as less as possible. Overstimulated. What did you learn from? I mean, just the a lot of it, like the Web3 documentation. I didn't do a course or anything. Fucking Tory cunt, one hit, 9 points. That's great. Candlemas 2, it's pretty good. Barry Lyndon 2. Odo, that's cheap, robot, but it's not outlawed. McFlurry is a good guess. Carry a dog, that's very interesting. Ghostbusters, overstimulated. Sodor, Sega, Horlicks, bonkers, melting. Nice try with melting. I guess a lot of things melt in the real world. And there are certain valuable things, if they melt, I guess it's a matter for Parliament. Hope it puts you in the lead. I mean, we'll see. That's keto. All right, under what circumstances has someone said fucking Tory cunt? Social media, news. My lords, I'm grateful to the noble Baroness. Oh, it's not in that little... During the election campaign in June, the Ealing Central and acting Conservative candidate was met daily outside her home by a large group of Momentum and Labour activists yelling at her, and I quote, "And please, my lords, forgive the unparliamentary language and block your ears if you are sensitive or easily offended. Fucking Tory cunt." Yeah, fine. Candlemas. I mean, I can think of reasons why people would say Candlemas and Barry Lyndon and Odo there. And kind of McFlurry, but I guess I'm marginally curious. I fail to see how making it harder to buy a McFlurry will encourage the public to buy into the government's plans to tackle climate change. Yes, fine. I guess that was the sugar tax or something? Although that wasn't about climate change. Oh, hello. Welcome everyone. Welcome Raiders. How's everyone doing? How's everyone feeling? How's everyone's day been? Thank you very much for the raid. How was the stream you just came from? Thank you very much, Rebel, for the raid in. The snacks have raided the pantry. Are you the snacks? Are you referring to yourselves? Is that your collective term? A big shout out to Rebel for the streamer kept playing a silly game and ignored chat. That is their right, though. That's their prerogative. A shout out to Rebel for the raid. Very, very grateful. I hope you had a great time here. I'll tell you what I'm up to. I'm working on a little game that's kind of... How do I describe it? It's like a little web game that you can play. We're kind of just wrapping up. 6.5 hour stream for the last 4 hours of playing a game where I had to use my brain. Having to use your brain while playing a game, even when you're not streaming, is a crime. It's a crime against the mind. Well, with that in mind, if you need to raid and run, you're more than welcome. You should shut your eyes and get some rest. Go into a decompression chamber. So at the moment, what you're seeing here, this big table of data, one of the rounds in this game is that everyone is invited to guess a term or a word, and then that's going to get run via Hansard, which is the database of everything that's ever been said in the UK Parliament over 100 years. And the things that get the lowest number of hits get the largest amount of points. Trying to read chat while timing quick reaction attacks. What were you playing? It's interesting, but it's also full of bugs. We're just playtesting it because it because it breaks all the time. Oh yes, Claire Obscure. I see why people are streaming it. A big game. But yes, you need to constantly watch what little melty candle people are doing. Everyone's a malformed rock or a troll doll, and they spin round 7 times on the spot and then go to attack you and then really attack you. I would not be checking chat. There's currently this unintended behavior in which Zap loses. No, I programmed that bit's working fine. I programmed that in. That's gone okay. So should we see what the scores are? That's the end of that round. The scores currently At the very bottom, we have Albrock with minus 88,000. And at the very top, we have Preston Frost with 71,000. If anyone wants to jump in and play, they can. It basically works off this web page I've made on my website. But we are shutting up shop soon. I'm going to do about 2 more rounds, and then we'll see if we won't see anything. I'm just going to go. I've already got 5 bugs written down on my notes, so that's enough for one stream. This next round is called Name a Woman. Your job is to name an obscure female public figure. So on that webpage, if you're playing, you'll be given a little input form, and you're trying to name the most obscure female public figure that you can. Obscurity is determined through total Wikipedia page views within the last 60 days. The lowest scorers, that's still more than 0, win the most points. And then below, I can see who's playing and who's answered. Do forgive me if it just simply doesn't work. It's I'm still working on it. How do you get minus points? Zap. Before we end the game, the last round is going to be something called the winner's mindset. And as soon as you see it, you will understand how people got these scores and how they get minus points. But as a piece of advice, Zap, if you have the winner's mindset, you will never get minus points. It's only if your mindset falters. Just waiting for a few of you. Doesn't reflect well on you that it's taken this long for you to think of a single woman. I have to say, you're not bathing in glory here. Albrock has more points than they deserve. I think Albrock's been punished enough. Al, in brackets, punished Brot. I made the mistake of answering too quickly. No, that's good. It's good to have the names of women at your fingertips. You have disappeared off the board, though. I wonder why that is. Robot, you'd love to know a woman. Okay, Natalie, we're just waiting on you. I'm not going to wait on Bird. She's going to be looking at a chaise lounge on Facebook Marketplace. Do you know, I was thinking the other day, it says you've answered. You probably have. You probably have. I think, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see if your answer appears. But I can't account. If you refresh your page and it still says you've answered, that is a confirmation, more or less, that your answer has gone through. But if you remain... Then you should be safe. We'll monitor the situation as it develops. Okay, Zap's in. It's confirmed. And Natalie's in. As I've said already, Bird's buying furniture. And here's how it's gone for everyone. I'm sorry, but these women are too famous. Connie Converse has really had a blow up in the last 10 years or so. Susan Ivanova, very good. I'm watching Babylon 5 at the moment. Oh no, I'd say that's not a woman. I think I might have to take those points off of you. I don't think that's a woman. Ooh, Helena Parente Cunha. I don't know this person at all. 122 is actually very impressive. A Brazilian educator and writer, born in Salvador, Bahia, and that's probably not how you pronounce Bahia, and received a PhD in Italian literature and literary theory in 1976. She taught literary theory at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. At one time, she was University Dean of Humanities. Okay, and are they also a writer? Yes, they've written books of poetry and short stories their titles are in Brazilian, so I can't pronounce and don't know what they mean. I got her book Woman Between Mirrors. Yeah, okay. Her novel from 1983. It received the Premio Cruz de Sucé de Literatura. Sure, my answer should have had 63 page views. What was your answer? Where are you? Diane Turner? Is this a joke that I should get? Diane Turner was a murderous stalker and abductor who appeared in the Criminal Minds Season 8 episode Zugzwang. What are we talking about here? Michelle Christine Trachtenberg is an American actress. Did she play this? She played Diane Turner, the criminal stalker of Spencer Reed's girlfriend. The character does not have the character does not have a page, so it linked to the page of the actor. The actor seems to be very famous. Look mine up and see if you think it's accurate. This actor seems to be very famous. Wikipedia. Okay, so here's a bit of Wikipedia politics, right? Wikipedia sometimes redirects stuff like this because they believe that's where the majority of the traffic wants to go. There isn't. This is genuinely Wikipedia's fault. When you search Diane Turner, it takes you to Michelle Trachtenberg's page as number one. This is the problem here lies. No, not into Wikipedia. Okay, Diane Turner. Yeah, I agree with you, but this is coming through the API. So the API sometimes has a hidden disambiguation page. What I'm telling you here is that I believe this is due to disambiguation routing that exists in the Wikipedia API, which I think is borne up by the fact when I search Diane Turner into Bing search, Michelle Trachtenberg comes up. Is it fair? Is it what you wanted? No, but I don't know how to. I'll make a note, but I don't know if I can fix that. I think it's fair. Wow, search is fucked. We've known this for years, haven't we? But you're right. Why Wikipedia's own API? This is their own public API I'm using. Why that's sending you to not verbatim what you searched is kind of mad. What series of Babylon 5 are you on? Do you think that Deep Space Nine ruined it for you? 2, and yes, but I am having a much better time than I was in 1. It's case sensitive somehow? Oh. I've been mauled. Do you think I should turn off case sensitivity here then? Do you know what? In this instance, I'll turn off case sensitivity or name a woman. In fact, no, turn on case sensitivity. At the moment, it forces everything to lowercase. It's set up to force everything into lowercase because a lot of the time I'm comparing people's other rounds require me to compare stuff. So I need to normalize it. But here I don't have to. So why not have... So if I put Diane Turner in lowercase, it leads me to the same place. Where did you put it in lowercase and get a different result? Diane Turner, lowercase. Takes me to the politician. Oh, visuals are the best, Funky. I'll DM after stream, sure. All right, how are the scores? I mean, they're the same, hey? What about camel case? Yeah, what about it? What do you think I should use camel case? We'll clump. We'll do one last clump and then we'll winner's mindset to the end. So your clump target here is 11. You are looking to give an answer to the prompt that you think 10 other players are going to give. Yeah, 11. Too high, isn't it? Can you alter the club target? I can alter what the range is for what club targets get generated for future Wednesdays. That's what I can do. I do appreciate, in the words of Nicky Not Whimsy, isn't this the way it is because I made it this way? I made it that high because last time a lot more people were playing, so bigger clumps seemed plausible. They seem less plausible now. I'm going to make them proportionate in future. I've already made the note. Like, the clump target should relate to how many people are playing. This is the kind of fixing and game fix and fun balancing that, to me, comes a step later than fixing the bugs that stop the server functioning. But we'll get there. I do think we're getting there. I forgot how this round works. You've been given a prompt to answer. You are interested in giving an answer that you think 11 other people are going to give. Natalie, I think I'm with you. I like the intrigue, and I like that it's building up factions, and it's building and building and building up a central thing. I don't think it's going to touch my opinion of DS9, but I am probably going to watch it all the way through. I think it would be good to have a round explanation on screen at all times. It kind of is here. I just need to also see, this is my only way of seeing this. You're right, maybe I'll never scroll down from here. All right, I think everyone's in. I should have the play URL up. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I appreciate that, Red Tixie, but I'm capable of comparing different beasts. I can compare a bear to a dog. Make the play URL available at all times during the stream. Oh, that's such a good idea, yeah. Baldy, I don't need to write Baldy's name. Instead of scrolling up and down for between the round explanation and the players who have answered, instead just show a rolling total of how many people are yet to answer, and when that number, adding something, is less than 5, show their usernames to shame them into finishing up. That's smart, huh? What if Sean Morley's normal game had an exclamation mark? Yeah, like in the middle of normal, maybe. Maybe replacing the L. All right, I think realistically, no one's going to get anything here, but we'll see. All right, let's go straight to evaluation. Oh, now that Josie Russell's done it, I think it doesn't look very good. But I think it was a fine idea. Oh, yes, it was good to have a big clump here because the answer was really obvious. Sean Morley's Norma game. Sean Morley's Norma game. There should be a little mascot called Norma, and I hate them. You know, it worked out quite well. There was an exceedingly obvious answer to go for, and you did it, and you got your points. Password 1. Nice try, robot. There's no point going for the second most lowest hanging fruit. All right. Well, great. Congratulations. And here's what effect that's had on the scores. Minimal, I think. Hello is a pretty good password. If you go over the club site, it doesn't matter. Over or under doesn't matter. Just numerical distance away. The clump game is really hard, yeah. What did you put as your answer, Martijn? If I can look. Do we get the button again? We'll end on the button. Yeah, we'll end on the button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a hard one, yeah. Because you need to, your chances of picking the same amount of numbers as someone else is quite low. But some people, I think a lot of people were able to do this one. All right. Last but not least, we have the winner's mindset, the newest round on Sean Morley's normal game. Remember, if you truly have the winner's mindset, it can only go well for you. The question is simple. Do you have the winner's mindset? The button that has appeared on your screen, press it and your score might go up, or it might go down. Good luck, everyone. What's this DM I've received? Albrot's. Okay. Okay, that's a really, really useful video you sent me, Albrot. I cannot believe how at work you are when you're playing this. You're extremely at work. It makes me very happy, actually. So it sounds like there's something quirky going on with the case sensitivity on Wikipedia, and I'll just turn case sensitivity on with your inputs. The button broke. Has it broken for everyone? The button broke. Let me check. Maybe you all pressed it a bit too hard. Oh, the take the bin out alarm's going off. The button's broken. Well, we'll just... Let me refresh my server log, see if it says anything cool. Did it crash? I think maybe a rate limit. I think maybe a rate limit came through. Is it back? Is it back? I think you hit a rate limit, and now we're back. I don't think I've made Chobis. Listen, Josie, Chobis was never supposed to send people into the billions. Turn it off. I think we should turn it off. Yeah, you're gonna crash it again. All right, end. Congratulations. Let's see who's won this unofficial playtest of Sean Morley's normal game 2.1. Well, how aware are you of how it all turned out cumulatively? Oh, the server is so lagged. I can't send the signal to send the points here because it's in a queue with all your button presses. The logs are just catching up. It's just catching up with all of your gambling. The server hasn't crashed. It's just backed up. It's just clogged. So we have to wait a couple of minutes. Mall Idiolect reveal. What did I say? I don't think it was you, Albert. I know it's Captain Preston Frost. Captain Preston Frost is probably doing those advanced techniques they use to rotate the tetrominos in Tetris. Should I change the way I speak to suit you, Shaz? I think there's a charm. I'll tell you who's doing it, actually, because I can see the logs here, and it prints. It prints every time one of you presses the button. It's Crispin. Crispin has gone absolutely bananas on this button. Crispin is tapping it more than 10 times, maybe more than 20 times for everyone else. Crispin's gone absolutely insane on the button. Whatever is going to come out at the end of this, Crispin's going to have like astronomically larger number. No, it's not you. There's you, Preston Frost. Preston Frost and Robot. Robot went pretty hard. You've all lost your button now, right? None of this is live. You know what, though, right? Some things in life are very simple. Some things in life aren't that intellectual. And it's very, very, very exciting not knowing how big the numbers will be. You still have a button. I can't turn your button off. The signal for the button can't be turned off. Button gone. Okay. The button will be reaching, the button off, the signal will be reaching you at different times. The signal to turn the button off is in the queue. That's so funny. That's so bad. I need to rate limit this. Yeah, it's mostly robot now. Still got a button. Don't click it. Okay, we need to rate limit the button. Rate limit the fucking button, for God's sake. Okay, it's Preston Frost and Robot here. Can I just check? Can I just check something? Preston Frost and Robot, you're not pressing your buttons, are you? Can you just tell me that? I need to know. Like, Robot's not talking in the chat. I think Robot's hitting the button right now. Okay, you've stopped pressing your button. End button. No more button. No more button. Ending round. Turn round off. Oh, I can't even remember if it prints a console log to tell me that the end round thing's gone through successfully. No more button. That's good. Okay. Let me refresh everything. I think every WebSocket got a bit clogged there. Okay, we're live, but I just can't send signals anymore. I can't do anything. Can I see who's playing? Okay, can I see the scores then, please? Why not? Why can't I see the scores? Example name? Where do you see example name? What do you mean? Where do you see example name? End round. No, I don't know what's wrong now. Martine's still gambling. Fucking hell. Stop gambling. Martine, stop gambling. Where does it say example name? Martine, stop. MSG, stop. Martine, stop gambling. Oh, man. Pandora's box. I don't know what to do. I might restart the server. I think I'm going to restart the server, huh? Yeah, let's just restart it. And then we'll pull out the scores. No, but, you know, I don't know what's happened here, but I'm just going to restart the server. The database with all your scores in will be fine. And then we'll see the scores. And then I think it's been a good stream. I've had a nice time. You've had a nice time. The game's coming along great. I'm very proud of myself. I'm going from strength to strength. Well, you can't do it anymore. It won't. I'm pretty confident it won't do anything. I'm extremely confident it won't do anything. All right. Let's just refresh everything. Then scores. Okay. It's not so Crispin Fryer, I mean, just the person who presses the button most is the most likely to get the best score. Congratulations, Crispin. You've got on 176. No, 1,766,000 points. Underneath is Fluff Weasel with 759,000 points. Then Big Popper Peter with 682,000 points. Then Dylan with 507,000 points. Preston Frost with 250,000 points. Becca Bix with 100,000 points. 83,000 points for Bird. 17,000 points. Sorry, Burns with 83,000 points, Bird with 16,000, Red Tickseed with 5,000, Oracle with 3,000, then Nikki with 82, Natalie with 34, Carrot Knees with 2, Kate and the other Oracle with 0, Zap with minus 30, Jim with minus 500, Grugger with minus 8,000, Das Keto with minus 70,000, Pizza Fiend with minus 500,000, Wen in Lenin with minus 663,000. Martine with minus 671,000. Baldy with minus 767,000. Robot with minus 1 million. And Albrot with minus 1.5 million. Sorry, Zap. You didn't have the winner's mindset. And now we know who has the least winner's mindset of them all. So I got 6 points for the normal rounds combined and some 60,000 minus points from the button round. I think the game's kind of balanced, Martine. If you didn't want to lose 500,000 points, just don't press the button. It's that simple. It does say your score might go up or it might go down. I don't know what more you could possibly need. No one told you to press it. The Diane Turner thing, the Diane Turner problem will be solved for next week. Albrot won at getting the lowest ever score. Anyway, I think this has been a more than successful round of Sean Morley's normal game. I've had a wonderful time. You've had a wonderful time. You are mentally and spiritually committed to coming back here next Wednesday and seeing what's different. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will see many of you at different points across the week and across my life. Be well. Why not join the Discord? I have nothing more to say. Thank you for helping me. I do appreciate that you are really helping me plug through a bug testing thing. But I also hope that the game is fun enough and will continue getting more fun and interesting and varied. So congratulations for being here on the ground floor. I will see you later. I wish you well. Be nice. Be strong. Enjoy Game Door. This has put me off video games. This has put me off everything. I'm so sorry. I want people to enjoy the streams, and I realize time and time again this is a memory game. This is a memory game. This is a memory game for children. We live on one of those sand planets, and everyone would think well of me, and on Sunday I'd go and see the pod racing, and when a pilot crashed to their death, because pod races go at like 7,000 kilometers a mile, I'd be like, we need to stop cheering now. We need to stop pod racing. Why are we pod racing? There's children in there. Do you know what I mean? Over their interest. They're happy to watch the Blu-rays when they're in the house. For getting caught in spiderwebs, mummy head. All right, it should chuck us all to the lobby now, and we'll just see how this. Oh God! Get out! Get out! Get out!